Good afternoon and welcome to my channel. I am Shatera and here we will be discussing and trying out all things fitness, nutrition, and wellness related. So today we're going to be discussing how to read food labels. Now food labels, as most people know, are the charts on the back of food products that break down the nutritional value of whatever food you're getting ready to buy. The first thing you need to know is that nutritional labels are required by law, at least here in the United States, to be on the back of all products and nutritional packages. So if you don't see one on the back of a food item that you're getting ready to buy, it's suspect. How accurate are food labels? If we're being honest, they are not 100% accurate. They do leave up to a 20% margin of error, and unfortunately, that is not considered illegal. So for example, if a product says that it has 240 grams of sugar, really it could be anywhere between 240 grams and 300 grams of sugar. So you need to be aware of that. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't read nutrition labels at all, because any information is better than no information, but that's definitely something that you need to be aware of when reading your nutritional labels. All right, breaking down the first thing that you need to pay attention to when reading your labels: fat. Everyone's favorite thing to hate. So on the packages, it'll tell you total fat. That is the total fat of the product that you're going to be consuming and one serving of it. So it's not the entire package, it's just one serving of that product. There are usually 2 to 3 different types of fat listed on nutritional labels. They are trans fat, saturated fat, and unsaturated fat. The 2 most dangerous fats that you need to pay attention to are the trans fat and the saturated fat. These 2 fats are considered the most dangerous because they are the fats that increase your chances of developing heart disease. So these would be things that have a high grease content, or when you put them in room temperature or just cold environments, they become solid. So a good example would be coconut oil. Now, I'm not saying coconut oil is bad for you, but too much of it is. I'm not saying that you can't have them or that you should not have them. I'm just saying that you should have more unsaturated fats. So for example, avocados are a good unsaturated fat. So these good fats regulate your blood sugar levels, your insulin levels. They reduce your cholesterol. All of these things contribute to having a healthier heart and reducing your risk of developing heart disease. So when you're reading these labels, you want to make sure that your trans fat and your saturated fat,
not your best friends,
are low and your unsaturated fat is higher. The next thing you want to pay attention to when reading your food labels are your carbs. Now, this is another one that society has taught us to fear and to kind of love to hate. But when you have these things in moderation and you have whole, good quality carbs, they work in your best interest. Basically what the body does is you ingest the carbs, your body turns it into glucose. Glucose is used to burn energy throughout the day so that you don't crash or, get too tired. Now, carbs can be turned into fat if you're not burning those carbs off throughout the day, which is where making sure that you're not consuming too many carbs comes into play. The body will store carbs as fat energy for later use if you're consuming more than what it needs in one sitting. And if you don't burn the extra carbs off throughout the day, then your body will store it and use it as fat, which can then turn into body fat. So the carbs that you want to pay attention to are whole carbs, so whole grains, vegetables, fruits. Fruits meaning more so the berries, not the high sugar fruits, even though of course you can have those in moderation, but you mainly want to make sure that you're focusing on those low sugar fruits. Beans and legumes are also a really good source of high quality carbs. So the carbs that you want to stay away from or not consume as often would be the refined carbs. So anything white bread, white pasta, white rice, refined sugar, so things like fruit juice, sodas, we all know cupcakes, pies, pastries, stuff like that. Those are the not so great carbs that you want to make sure that you're only eating every once in a while and not consuming too much of. These types of carbs are also what we call empty carbs. You consume them and they don't make you feel full, but they keep you going for that moment, but they also increase your rate of crashing early in the day. It spikes your blood levels, but then you crash immediately after and wonder, why am I groggy? Why am I sleepy again? And you're also hungry again because they don't make you feel full. So you keep eating them, and you keep increasing your carb intake, which then again, if you're not burning those carbs off, they turn into fat. So again, you want to make sure that you stay away from the refined carbs. Don't eat them as often as you do the high quality carbs. the third thing that you want to make sure you're looking for is the protein. So protein is the one macronutrient that is usually shoved down our throats as you got to get more protein in. You got to make sure you're eating this amount of protein every day to build muscle and lose weight. And though that is true, you want to make sure that you know what type of protein you're getting. So if you are, for example, vegetarian, you may want to make sure that you're not getting animal protein, hence reading the nutritional labels on the back of your products. Also, if you're looking to increase your protein intake, you don't want to eat something that is very low in protein. You want to make sure that you're eating things that are higher in protein versus things that are lower in protein, meaning you're going to have to eat more of it and your calorie intake increases, your carb intake increases. You want to eat products that are high in protein. That way you're constantly feeling full. You're not eating everything in sight throughout the day, and also it's contributing towards your goals, be them weight loss or muscle gain. Protein assists in making you feel full, and it also helps with muscle recovery and muscle building. How much protein should you be eating a day? It's safe to say to eat your body weight in grams of protein. So for example, if you weigh 160 pounds, you want to eat 160 grams of protein, not pounds of protein, grams. I will say this, protein is one of the hardest things to get throughout the day, especially if you're trying to eat your body weight. You need to make sure that everything you eat has a moderate to high amount of protein if you're trying to eat your body weight in a day. Just because, again, protein is one of the harder macronutrients to get in throughout the day if you're trying to reach your body weight in grams. The fourth nutrient you want to make sure you're paying attention to when reading your food labels is fiber. Fiber is your go-to if you're looking for something that's going to make you feel full and keep you full for longer. That way you're not overeating throughout the day. Fiber also helps with your digestive system. So if you find that you're having issues passing food throughout the day, constipation or stomach issues, fiber is going to be your best friend because it helps to keep you regular. Along with keeping you regular, it helps with weight loss. It helps to regulate your heart health. If you have too much fiber or if you eat it too fast, it can work against you. So it can cause cramps and it can cause diarrhea. Examples of good sources of fiber are going to be apples, heart health, vegetables. You also want to make sure that you're getting berries in, pears. Really, any fruit that has an edible skin on it is going to be a really good source of fiber for you. The fifth and last thing that I want to go over when it comes to reading your nutritional labels is the ingredients. So the ingredients are super important because they tell you literally everything that goes into the product that you're getting ready to buy. When it comes to reading the labels, it's really important to make sure that you know and can pronounce the ingredients that are in the food. Also, you want to look at how long the list is. If there are 10 to 20 different ingredients in your food, it's probably highly processed food, which is not great to consume all the time. If you have an ingredient list that is anywhere between 3 to 5 or even 3 to 7 ingredients, not bad, but you want to aim optimally for something that has no more than 5, I'll even say 6 ingredients max. Depending on how long your list is, the first 2 to 3 ingredients are what the product contains the most of. So for example, if you buy something and the first ingredient listed is nuts, the second ingredient listed is egg whites, and the third ingredient listed is filtered water, and then you have 2 or 3 other ingredients, the first 2 to 3 ingredients are what that product is mostly made up of. If you have a product and most of the ingredients you cannot pronounce, I would suggest putting it back and opting for a healthier alternative. Alright, so those are the 5 most important things that you need to look for when reading the nutritional labels on the back of your products. Remember, at the end of the day, these are the 5 things that I look at most, but find what works best for you, especially depending on what your nutritional needs are, and just make sure that you know what's going into your body. A well-rounded diet is what's most important when it comes to whatever your fitness or wellness or nutritional goals are. Again, my name is Shatera, and thank you guys for watching. If you feel compelled to, please subscribe and click the notification bell, and be sure to thumbs up this video. Until next time, I will talk to you guys later.